Hey, Edna Wilson here, your hometown realtor as Hometown's Apple Pie. Today, I'm going to tell you the history of Titusville. If you haven't looked this up, it is an interesting story full of gambling and drinking and all sorts of crazy stuff. Well, okay, maybe not that crazy, but it wasn't that long ago, just in 1867, that Colonel Titus and his wife Mary came to the shores of the Indian River Lagoon and discovered this amazing little town called Titusville. At that time, we already had a post office. We were already a little bit of a metropolitan town, but he fell in love with Titusville. Bought a huge chunk of land, him and his wife, built their homestead. They ended up donating quite a bit of their land to start a church and a school and a post office and so forth. It was quite the love of her life, and Mary really loved this town. But then they wanted to go the extra mile, and Colonel Titus actually got into a very intense game of dominoes, I'm told, right downtown, and bet that if he won the game of dominoes, that we would now be called Titusville. But if he lost, we would be called Riceville. That was his opponent. Well, lo and behold, as you can imagine, of course, Colonel Titus wins the game of dominoes, and we now are become the city of Titusville. Now, that said, at the time, all we pretty much had here was orange groves, and we were a booming orange grove. We had all these imports and exports of oranges, and it was just a booming time. But then, as economies do, kind of started, the 30s came and the 40s, and it wasn't nearly as much. But then, miracle of all miracles, in the 50s, NASA decided to go to the moon. And that's right, our president said, go to the moon, not because it's easy, but because it's hard. So Titusville became the hub of the new space exploration. And that really changed the Titusville that we know and we love today, because we have become, well, they've called us the Silicon Valley of space. And that is an amazing thing to be called. So if you haven't checked out the history of Titusville, make sure you visit the Titusville History Museum in downtown. Lots of extra stories there. But that is how we became known as Titusville versus Riceville. There's a scoop.